It was a perfect race, it was a perfect day, until it wasn't perfect.
It was Becky Alvarez's first time running the Boston Marathon. Her husband, cardiologist Dr. Jorge Alvarez, volunteered to work in the medical tent. She crossed the finish line. 20 minutes later, the first bomb went off.
I felt it in my feet. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was more than a cannon. Definitely wasn't backfire. So I didn't know what it was.
And I remember just looking at some of the other physicians that were there, and we were all kind of puzzled, like, what was that?
Seconds later, the second bomb went off.
He called and he says to me, "Stay in the room." I'm not in the room. What's going on? He said, "Well, get your friends and get in the room. There's been a bomb."
I wasn't sure what was going on, but she didn't need to be here and that I needed to stay.
George spent the next few minutes working to save lives with very limited resources. In all, 3 people died. More than 200 were injured.
There were just bodies essentially on the ground, lots of blood, lots of yelling, screaming for help.
Becky watched the chaos from her hotel room television, looking for any sign of George to make sure he was okay. 4 hours later, they were finally reunited.
You just realize how precious life is.
Not a day goes by where George and Becky don't think of the bombing, but they're going to the marathon again this year. George is volunteering and Becky is running for the Red Cross.
I'm looking forward to going back for healing, to show support for the victims, for the first responders, for the city.
It's going to be a relatively emotional day from start to finish, I'm sure. We're Boston Strong from San Antonio.
Erin Nichols, Fox News at 9.